What is going on, everyone? I hope all of you are doing absolutely lovely today. I'm John from 16 Views, and today's video is about the newly released iOS 14. I don't want to make like a crazy long video going through every single feature this update brings to iPhone. There's a ton of other videos that do that, so this side. I'll link some up here, right here, if you want to, go into a deeper dive of what you're getting. In this video, I really want to go over what I think are the three biggest features coming to iPhone in iOS 14. So, let's get right into it. To download the update, all you have to do is go into Settings, General, Software Update, and it'll, check for software updates. And there you go, it should say iOS 14 is there for you to install. So to go over the three biggest features, the first one is definitely the addition of widgets. Widgets have been a thing on Android for a really long time. But they just recently made their way over to iPhone. And widgets are basically little graphics that you can have on your home screen. Currently there are only widgets for Apple apps, but very soon other apps will make their own widgets that you can have. And to add widgets, you basically just hold on to an empty part of your screen to go into jiggly mode, and then you tap the little plus icon in the upper left corner. And this will give you the option for a ton of different widgets you have. You have tips, music, battery, calendar, and then you can click on them. Let's say I want to go into the fitness one, and then you can choose different sizes to add. And so as you can see here, I have a battery widget on my home screen, so I can see my Apple Watch battery and my iPhone battery and then like my AirPods when they're connected. But one cool thing is you can stack widgets that are all the same size. And so to do that, you go in to add, let's say I want to add a notes widget. It's the same size as this battery icon. I take it and then I just drag it on top of that widget, and now I have stacked ones. So you can see I have notes, I have battery, I have the weather, I have activity, and then I have my screen time all stacked onto one. And then on my second page, I chose to have a very large music icon, which basically just gives me a quick little shortcut to recent music I've played. So I was just listening to Before the Storm by Internet Money. That whole album's really, really good. Blast Off, definitely the best song from the album, but they're all pretty good. And so I can just click on that on the widget and it'll bring me right to the album so I can pick up where I left off. The second biggest feature is the addition of a library. And again, a library is something that we have seen in Android for many, many, many years, if not since the very first version of Android. This basically gives you a list of all your apps in one place. So if you scroll to the right, you'll find that you have your library, and this then categorizes all the apps you have into different categories. So you can see I have social, and that includes my messages, Snapchat, Instagram, FaceTime, all that. And then I have health and fitness, which has the health app, the fitness app, and then the different Nike apps I have. Then games, it has all my games, and it just sorts it automatically there. And the reason to have this is before, when there was no library, you just had to have all your apps on your home screen. And so people would have like 6 or 7 just screens filled with apps. This basically allows you to cut down the amount of home screens you have. So right now, I only have 2. And those are just with the apps that I use most often. So I just have 2 screens, and then if I ever need to get to an app that I don't have on my screen, I just go into the library and I can either find it in the categories or I can search it up here and it gives you an alphabetical list, or you can just type in the name of the app. So if you want to remove an app from your home screen and just make it go to your library, you just hold down and then you just click remove app. And then it'll give you an option. Would you like to delete the app, or would you just like to move it to your library? And all I want to do is move it to my library. And so then it'll remove it from there, but Lightroom will still be right there under creativity in my library. And let's say I'm like, oh no, I actually want to have Lightroom on my home screen. I just hold on to Lightroom, and then I click add to home screen, and then it'll just bring it right back to my home screen. And I think this is a great feature just to keep your home screen less cluttered, more minimalistic if you so choose. and to just not have all your apps right there, having to go through 5 different pages to find your apps. I mean, of course, you can still have 5 different pages with your 100 apps, but at least for me, I kind of like it more minimalistic like this. Everything very clean, not too many options, it's just all right there. And finally, the third biggest feature I think made it to iPhone, again, an Android feature that has been here a while, is picture-in-picture mode. And this basically allows you to have an app running in the corner of your screen while you have another app. To make sure it's enabled, you just go into Settings, click on General, and then go to Picture-in-Picture, and then just enable it, start PIP automatically. And so this will basically give you the option to, when you close an app like Netflix or Hulu or Prime Video, the video will continue playing in the top right corner, but you can also move it around. So let me show you how that works. So let's open, we'll go to Netflix. So I'm playing Grey's Anatomy, and then if I want to exit Grey's Anatomy, I just go home like you normally would, except now it'll keep the video playing in the top right corner, and I can move it around, I can make it bigger, or I can make it smaller, and then now I can watch Grey's Anatomy while going through my music. And yeah, I think that's a really great feature. The one app it doesn't work with is YouTube, which really sucks because that's probably the entertainment app I'm using the most, but hopefully Google and Apple kind of figure out their disputes and allow you to use YouTube in picture-in-picture. And so yeah, that's really the 3 biggest features that I personally think were added to iOS 14. There's of course many other features like the ability to pin people to the top of messages. You can add people in group chats. There's an all-new Translate app that Apple has, as well as an all-new Siri interface which doesn't take up the entire screen when you ask a question, which is great because I never really liked when you ask a question and then it would just bring up the whole screen and you couldn't see what you were doing before. I don't know, I kind of like, this is like a small thing, but I really, really like it. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. Think about liking this video or subscribing if you are feeling extra cool. I'm John from 16 Views. See ya.